All right. UFC 329 is about to take place this weekend. Conor McGregor making his return after a long layoff and breaking his leg and two losses. Um, yeah, these are my predictions. Starting the card will be Bobby Green versus Terrence McKinney. Now, this is kind of a hard fight to predict in the sense that McKinney comes out and he's either going to win or he's going to lose in the first fucking 4 minutes. Whereas Bobby Green's a good fighter. I want to pick him. He's slick on the feet. He's got good kicks, great boxing, moves a lot. Even, he's got good grappling too. It's just his chin is very questionable. Every fight he has, I have the thought in the back of my head that this guy's going to get knocked out. So I guess the question is, will McKinney catch Bobby before he can kind of get into that mindset, that kind of mode he gets into? He kind of has to build into it a little bit, and I do worry because part of Bobby Green's game is having his hands down, baiting you to hit him, and then he'll counterpunch. So, McKinney's so fast that I can like, I think Bobby's going to get hit. I just I don't know if he can take a onslaught early from McKinney. Like I can just see him going out. But if that doesn't happen, there's so many more ways for Bobby to win this fight, in my opinion. And he looked really good in his last fight. Hmm. I think I'm gonna have to go Bobby. I think I'm gonna have to go Bobby. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna be going Bobby Green, and I think it's early first round knockout, first second round knockout. I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, yeah, I think I have to. I think I have to pick Bobby Green by a late round one finish. Moving on to the next fight on the card, main card. Brian Royval versus Loner Kavanaugh. Now, I'm gonna be picking Loner Kavanaugh. He had an amazing performance against Brandon Moreno, whereas Brandon Royval is coming off of two back-to-back losses, I believe, against Joshua Van, which was fight of the year, which he took a lot of damage, but he also dealt a lot of damage to Joshua Van and his fight with Manal Kape, which he got TKO'd. I don't think Loner Kavanaugh has the same power as a Manal Kape, probably because he's not on steroids like Manal, but I'm still going to be picking him. I just think he's really good. I think he's really good on the feet, precision, speed. He made Brandon Moreno look like he didn't belong to be in there with him. And that says a lot. Brandon Moreno's one of the best flyweights. I just think Rival's coming off of two losses. I think he's taking so much damage. I don't think he's necessarily chinny, but after seeing what Kavanaugh did to Brandon Moreno, I think he can land something similar to what Kape set up and put him not put him out cold, but a TKO I could see. I think if Brenner Revolt is going to win this fight, he's so tall for flyweight. He is cursed with that fucking 68-inch reach though. So it's like he's tall, but he doesn't have the reach necessarily. But still, he's got to stay on the outside and just kind of outpace him. But I just think Loner's going to catch him with something. Set him up, catch him with something big. I think I can see a second round finish for Loner. TKO. I don't know if I'm as confident to say what I think he's going to put him out with, but I think it'll be a second round TKO. The next fight being at bantamweight, Corey Sandhagen versus Mario Batista. This is a rematch, and Corey Sandhagen won the first fight with an armbar, I believe. And I believe he's somehow okay. He's the favorite. Okay. Um, I thought he was the underdog, which I see a lot of people picking Mario Batista, which surprises me because Corey Sandhagen is really sound in the grappling. He's dangerous with submissions. He can counter wrestle really well, but he's also really good on the feet too, which is unlike Mario Batista, he's decent on the feet, but I wouldn't say he's anywhere near the level of striker as Corey Sandhagen is. But I think Corey Sandhagen is similar, if not as good, as a grappler to Mario Batista. And he's a little bit taller, but not by much. Reach is pretty similar. But the problem with Corey Sandhagen is this guy has no fucking power in his hands. The only way he knocks people out is by flying knee, spinning heel kicks, like perfect head kicks, which is a concern because when you're fighting against a wrestler, you kind of have to have that power to make them, panic a little bit, to make them scared to be on the feet with you, because we've kind of saw in the Marab fight where when you don't have that, he kind of just walks through it, and, well, he almost knocked out Corey Sandhagen, Marab, so, I don't think Batista will. I don't think Batista's anywhere near the level of a Marab. So I'll be picking Corey Sandhagen. I think this will be a decision. I think Batista's gotten better since then, and Corey Sandhagen's kind of stayed around the same level. Maybe he's gotten a little bit better. I don't think this will be a finish. I think it'll be very competitive. A lot of wrestling. I'm going to be picking Corey Sandhagen by a decision. But I do, I just see Corey striking being too much. I see the leg kicks. I see him tripling up on punches. I don't see Corey Sandhagen losing this fight. I think he's just going to outvolume him with his peppermint punches. At lightweight, we have Benoit Saint-Denis versus Paddy Pimblett. And who is the favorite? I actually don't know. Oh, sweet. Thanks, UFC. Okay, so BSD is the favorite going into this fight, which I can kind of understand, but at the same time, I don't. Benoit Saint-Denis fought Dan Hooker and beat Dan Hooker, but I don't know why. I don't know how I can describe. Benoit Saint-Denis looks so fucking bad with his stand up. He looks so slow for a lightweight, and he was getting hit with some decent shots. He almost got finished to the body by Dan Hooker in their fight. And when it came to the grappling, he was very active in the grappling, shooting takedowns, and got him down eventually, and then dominated the fight and finished the fight. However, Dan Hooker, or Benoit Saint-Denis, had Dan Hooker in a arm triangle for I think 3 minutes. And I just think if Paddy Pimblett was in a similar position, he would have finished the fight. I think he's a lot slicker in the grappling. And when he gets you into a submission, he finishes the submission. He doesn't kind of struggle as much. Both of these fighters are very good in the grappling. I would say Benoit's definitely a stronger, better wrestler, whereas Paddy's got the advantage in just pure jiu-jitsu, in my opinion, grappling, submissions. When it comes to the stand-up, this is kind of a goofy matchup in the stand-up. We got Benoit, who's, fucking one of the slowest lightweights I've ever seen, versus Paddy, who's got peppermint punches. It's I'm going to be picking Paddy Pimblett, I think. I'm going to be picking Paddy Pimblett. I just think he's better in the stand-up. I think he's going to be too fast in the stand-up for Benoit Saint-Denis. I know it means nothing, but when he pieced up Michael Chandler, he can take damage. Paddy can take so much damage. We saw that in the Gaethje fight. And that's not a good thing. It's never a good thing to know that you can take damage, because it means you got your ass beat, and it's just never a good thing. But I could just see Benoit over swinging and even maybe connecting onto Paddy and it literally doing fucking nothing and gassing out. By no means does Paddy Pimblett have crazy power, though. This is a hard fight, really hard fight to predict, in my opinion. I'm still gonna be picking Paddy, I think, and I think he finishes Benoit. How does he finish Benoit? I don't think he finishes him on the feet. I don't. He was landing good shots on Gaethje, some decent shots, active with the kicks. He had decent knees. That knee he landed on Chandler was huge, but this isn't fucking Chandler. That fight means nothing. I could see this, even if like I could see a submission. I could see Patty latching something out up. I just can't forget what Conor did to Benoit. He beat Benoit's ass so bad, dominated the grappling. I can see a TKO, and Patty does have really good elbows, like ground and pound elbows. I could see a ground and pound finish from Patty. Honestly, I think that's my. I might be picking that. I might be picking a second round. I don't know if Patty can get it done in the first round. I mean, Benoit's just gonna come out swinging. I don't know if I'm gonna be picking Patty Pimblett by a second round finish, TKO, ground and pound. Yeah, that's my pick. Now, getting in to the main event of this card, Max Holloway and Conor McGregor. This is what it's about. This is why you're watching this card. Conor's been out for too long. He's coming off of 2 losses, broke his leg. He's gonna be slow. This is like, if Conor's gonna win, it has to be early. It has to be, and I see a lot of people talking about the grappling. What if Conor grapples? I just don't see that. Like, that's, you know, I could see him, utilizing it a little bit, maybe in like the clinch or something. But man, when you're picking Conor McGregor by grappling, like that's cope, man. Like that's desperation. I rewatched the Oliveira fight against Max Holloway. The very little striking that did happen. I just remember Oliveira landing a right hand right around Max Holloway's ear and him wobble pretty bad. And Conor could set something up like that. I think Conor's definitely a little bit more precise, a little bit more powerful in the hands than a Charles Oliveira. He does struggle though to put people away at these heavier weight classes. People that are kind of more his size, he definitely struggles more to put them away, obviously. But that's just kind of a point because everyone thinks about him being this, he's a crazy power puncher. And most of his TKOs and stuff are against guys smaller than him. Mendez, Aldo. It's, he put away Poirier in the first fight. But in the second and third fight, you can just see those, they weren't having the same effect. His punches weren't having the same effect. And that's back when they were at featherweight, both of them, when he put away Poirier. Ever since then, I guess he put away Donald Cerrone, but everyone puts away Donald Cerrone. And then we have Max Holloway, in his prime, coming off of a loss, though, to Charles Oliveira, which was a dominant grappling fest from Oliveira. And when it was on the feet, Oliveira landed some good shots, wobbled Max Holloway, and he's been getting dropped a lot in his fights. Against Poirier, got hurt pretty bad against Oliveira. He got put to sleep by Ilia Topuria. But he's in his prime. He's younger. Not counter puncher, volume puncher. He's got the cardio. Conor doesn't. Conor's never had the cardio, and he's old and all coming off of a huge layoff and a huge injury. Oh, it's not looking good for Conor. It's really not. And in the Poirier fight, the third rematch with Holloway, he looked so much better. Like, Holloway had so much more power. He dropped him in the first round, put him on skates. I don't remember which round it was, but literally put him on skates. Last, 10 seconds, eats that right hook from Poirier, landing on his chin, perfectly on his chin. And then he rocks Dustin back, had made Dustin clinch up in his retirement fight. So he was desperate if he's clinching up in his retirement fight. With all things said, I'll be picking Conor McGregor by a first round TKO. I think he's gonna, I'm so fucking tired of picking a main event and getting it wrong. And everything's telling me to pick Max Holloway as did when Chimaev and Strickland fought, and I picked Chimaev, as did when Ilya Topuria fought Justin Gaethje. I can't pick a fucking main event, and it only makes sense to pick Holloway. So I'm going Conor McGregor, first round TKO. I think he's gonna land something around the ear on a Holloway, kind of around the temple area, like the shot he put Dustin Poirier away with. And then we got an awesome post fight interview, and he calls out Gaethje, or he calls out the winner of Gary Makachev and gets slammed out, but it doesn't matter because he just beat Max Holloway. And yeah, these are my predictions for this card. Oh, I guess I'll do this fight too. I'm gonna pick Robert Whitaker. I think he's just too good. Letterman skill. Nikita Krylov has a glass chin. Oh, he's repping Ukraine again. What? Oh no, never mind. Yeah, Robert Whitaker round 1-2 TKO. He's gonna put Krylov away. Anyways, yeah, these are my predictions. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Um, Let me know who you guys think is gonna win. You know, and come back to this video when Conor McGregor TKOs Max Holloway in the first round.